Starting out strong. We've got a secret. We listen and we don't judge. My boyfriend had a secret I never saw coming. Story time. So, let me tell you a bit about my boyfriend and how he turned my life into a full-blown soap opera. Alexa, play the EastEnders theme tune. We'll call him Steve. Steve and I had been dating for about a year, and honestly, things were perfect. Babe, that's how it starts. That should be how it is. It should be perfect at the start. He was sweet, funny, great with my friends, and he even remembered the little things like my favourite coffee order. And basically, I thought I had hit the boyfriend jackpot. And it's all downhill from there, isn't it? I always think it's nice in a relationship when they remember the smaller things like your coffee order, like your favourite sweet, not like the big things. I don't know if it's a love language, but like the intricate details, they mean a lot to me. But of course, life had other plans because apparently I can't have nice things. You can have nice things. Just Steve isn't a nice thing and that's not your fault. So a few weeks ago, Stephen started acting weird. Like not your typical I'm busy with work weird. I mean shady. Shady Steve. Well, the real slim Stevie, please stand up. It worked in my head. His phone was always on silent and he'd literally take it with him everywhere. Shower, phone. Taking the trash out, phone. I joked and I was like, what are you hiding? State secrets on there? He laughed it off, but I was really side-eyeing him hard. Listen, Hans, this is what we need to be looking out for, this type of behaviour. I want to see your phone face up on the table for all to enjoy and our viewing pleasure. It starts with phone down on the table so we can't see it, and then it starts being taken everywhere with you. We need to be looking out for this behaviour from our Steves. Then came the late nights. He was like, oh, I've got to stay late at work. He'd say that the guys want to grab drinks, which, okay, sure. I'm not a psycho. Go hang out with your friends. But I started to see it happening a lot. Too much. Listen, a good boundary in a relationship is perfect. You want that time with your friends. Platonic relationships are just as important as romantic relationships. But if you've got time to be seeing your friends that much, you've got time to be taking me on date nights. When was the last time he bought you flowers and took you out for a nice steak? Like a Miller and Carter situation. Nice big lettuce wedge. I fucking love Miller and Carter. That lettuce wedge, my favourite, was the ranch with croutons, and they've taken it off the menu, and I simply will not be attending there any further because it's ruined my week. It's ruined my whole life. All right. So naturally, I did what any rational girlfriend would do, and I went full FBI mode. We've all been there, baby cakes. Don't judge me. I checked his social media for clues, and nothing. And then I casually asked his friends what was up. They just acted normal, which was actually even sketchier. Yeah, because your friends, they're going to cover him. And if someone is really riding that nothing is wrong, it's like trying to patchwork a lie. You've got that again. So we're looking out for phones being taken and friends being overly passionate about how nothing is wrong. Then I remembered my good friend Find My iPhone. You know, the thing we set up months ago, but he kept losing his phone. Right. I'm assuming this means that he'd be like, oh, I lost my phone. That's why it's at a coffee shop at midday on a Tuesday when I should be in a meeting. Or it's at my friend's house. That's why I've not been replying to you because I left it there. Which, if you're taking it to the toilet and to take the rubbish out, Steve, we're taking it to the friend's house. Like, double standards. Who? I also recently found Find My Friends. I've never used it before. And it's like having Sims, but like with your mates. It's very fun. One night when he told me he was working late, I decided to check. Surprised it took you this long. Surprise, surprise, he wasn't at work. He was at some random address across town. That's so American, across town. My heart was in my throat and I was like, oh, this is how I end up on a true crime podcast. Well, congratulations, you've ended up on a podcast, but it's not a true crime one, so I couldn't fulfill that wish, but hopefully this is a little bit easier on you. So I did the only logical thing. I grabbed my keys, jumped in my car and drove over there. Girly pop, if you're my friend, I'd be sat right next to you in that car seat. I'd be playing all the bad bitch songs. We'd have Cardi B on. We'd have a bit of Adele maybe. We'd be getting Nicki Minaj on. We'd be hyping the fuck up. We'd have Little Mix, shout out to my ex. Windows down, music blaring. So we're driving across town. I grab my keys and I drive over there because clearly I have no self-preservation. When I got to the address, I was there. It was a nice suburban house. The lights were on and there was loads of cars in the driveway. I thought, is he at some kind of party? Girl, hopefully not. I'm assuming it's a Monday evening. And who's he at this party with when he's supposed to be at a work meeting? I parked down the street. Yes, clever moves. If you're ever in this situation, girly pops, we park down the street, preferably maybe a street over, lights off. We can't be being seen by number plate recognition, you know? We need to be thinking ahead, thinking clever, because these Steves aren't thinking clever. Clearly, he's left his bloody location on. So this is when I decided to text him and say, hey, how's work going? He replied instantly and was like, ugh, so busy, probably gonna have to stay here all night. Oh, really? Liar, big fat liar. This is when anger took over. I decided to knock on the front door. Yeah, those self-preservation, none. That could have been anyone. He could have been at some swingers party for all you'd know. Well, actually, if he was at a swingers party, you should have been there. Maybe it was just at like a random cult situation. Lordy. Big into cults at the minute. Not in one. Just love learning about them. So, I knocked on the door. Don't know why, but I was running on pure adrenaline. A woman answers the door. She is in her mid-30s. She looks super put together and has that I own a Peloton and drink green juice energy. That's how I want to be when I grow up. I'd love someone to look at me and think that. So, this is when I say, hi, so sorry to bother you, but is Steve here? Her face dropped and she goes, you must be Lily. First of all, how do you know my name? Second of all, why do you know about me? Third of all, where's my boyfriend? Why is he in your house? So I'm like, yeah, who are you? She takes a big deep breath and says, I'm his wife. Wife? Sorry? Wife? Oh, Steve. Guys, stop cheating on your wives. It's very simple. Read a book if you're bored. Read a book, learn a new language, learn Spanish. It's a very romantic language if you're looking for some romance in your life. So, yes, wife. Jake had a whole ass wife and a house, a picture perfect life, and he forgot to mention this during our year of dating. I know, get this. They have 2 children. He has kids. I always feel bad in these situations because, like, she can leave him and never have to see him again, but those children have grown up with him being a father. He was probably a really great father. You said that he is really detail-oriented. I bet he knows what their favourite sandwiches are, and I bet he makes their lunch every day. Oh, Steve. I also think as well, your kids are going to learn about your infidelity. That is not a good relationship to be growing up with. You want to be a good role model, and cheating and sleeping with other women is not a good thing, Stephen. Yeah, full named you. And Joe agrees, don't you, Joe? Yeah. Hear what he said. So, this is when she turns round and calls Steve's name upstairs. He walks down, sees me, and freezes like a deer in headlights. You know what we should do with that situation? Hit him with your car. Sometimes deers get hit by cars. Very sad. But sometimes Steve Deer deserves it. I said, so this is your late night work meeting? He starts stammering. Of course he does. At least, Steve, get your words together. Come on, babe. Surely he saw this coming. He's like, I can explain. Fine. Explain. I want a full 4,000-word essay with point, evidence, explanation, and link as to why you think this is acceptable and why you've been cheating on your wife and your girlfriend. Is there any other names that maybe he's got a fiance? Why don't we cheat on her as well? Read a book, Steve. Lord. So that is when I look at his wife, I look at Steve, and then I look back at his wife and I say, good luck with this clown. I hope you snapped in her face and strutted off, giving some bad bitch energy. Get back in your car and put Cardi B on ASAP. So I'm walking down his driveway. I see that. Yeah, get that hip wiggle. And then I hear the wife call my name. And this is the kicker. What could possibly be added to this situation? She runs after me and says, wait, are you the only one? I don't fucking know, babe. I didn't even know there was a wife. What do you mean, am I the only one? Do you not see the bamboozled? The absolute flabbergast on my face? I didn't even know you existed, babe. So now I'm paranoid. What does that even mean? How many girlfriends does he have? And honestly, do I even want to know? No, you don't want to know. Ignorance is bliss, babe. So yeah, that's my life. Do you think I should have done more or just let them both deal with this mess? yeah, she's married to him. Let her deal with it. You can just walk off and never, ever see this man again. She's got two human beings to be attached to this guy with. She clearly knew about you, so I assume she was somewhat okay about it. Maybe they're getting divorced. I don't know, nor do I care. You're my main priority. Actually, if you're the wife, could you get in touch and let me know your side of this story? Because I want to know if you know about her. I want to know if this is okay. Do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a fiancé? You do not deserve this, honey pie. You need to move on from this guy. I don't know how you want to do that, whether you want to go on more dates with some people, but I think it may take some time for your trust to build up. I would maybe casually date, spend a lot of time with your friends, get to know yourself. A year relationship is a long time. You get back to loving yourself deeply. Maybe you could learn Spanish. That would be nice. Maybe move to Spain, actually. Move to Spain, learn Spanish, meet a nice Spanish man who will make you nice prosciutto, and that's as far as my Spanish food knowledge goes. Sorry. Spanish foods. Iberian ham. My friend Grace loves Iberian ham. Maybe try some Iberian ham. That'll fix everything. I'm really sorry, hon. Do let us know if you find out if there are any other girlfriends, though, because I'd love the update. Right, let's have a sip of Pepsi to recover from that shenanigan.
Please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. Oh, 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 oh. And I'm singing like, whoa.